I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and joining me today is Stewart McCallion, the Managing Director for Burley Minerals. Stewart, it's fabulous to have you back on. How are you?
I'm well, Shay. Thanks for having me.
Now, what a busy quarter it has been for Burley Minerals. Huge announcements coming out over April. You guys laid low and you've done the work. Mate, can you summarise some of the activities that have taken place in just the last week?
Yeah, well, I mean, just in the last week, obviously, we've released just now or just yesterday our quarterly and sort of underscored that we drilled our south target at Cane Bore. Of course, just to summarize that again, this comes from the sample assay results, the rock chip assay results we received earlier in the year. We're moving through heritage surveys. We've got our program of work approved. Again, as you suggested, we're laying low. We finally get on the ground. We drilled the south target. Those samples are on their way to Perth now. So, look forward to some good results.
That sounds like there might be news coming soon.
Yeah, well, there certainly is. I mean, look, we've got a big quarter ahead of us, or a big year ahead of us, really. We did also raise some money, so we're in a good position. Thankfully, we've got some money back from the Canadian government and the Australian governments via our GST and value added tax. So we're sitting pretty on our balance sheet. But we've got a hell of a lot more work to do at Cane Bore. There's still the north target to drill, the step out target to drill. I've got heritage survey work with the Robe River Garuma coming up. So we get that done. There's a lot of area to cover. I'm looking forward to the results. Plus, obviously getting the results back, of course, from the first drilling target, the south target that we finished just last week. So stay tuned. I'm looking forward to it.
Before I let you go, you mentioned what is rapidly becoming synonymous with future iron ore deposits in Australia. Now, when we all think of iron ore, we think of the Pilbara, but the Cane Bore project is actually out in Onslow. Look, Onslow is really becoming a major place on the map. Can you explain a little bit more about it for investors who are new here?
Yeah, look, Onslow has always had some element of resources. Of course, Wheatstone has a presence there, and certainly Onslow salt for decades. Of course, the big news is, of course, MinRes have started exporting their channel iron deposits, their iron ore, through Onslow as well. And that's a massive operation. It is huge. Recognizing they're having a few issues with their haul road, but I'm confident that MinRes can get through this. But the point being is that Onslow is growing. And I was just in Onslow, in March as well. Things are happening there. They're building a new desalination plant. They're building more infrastructure, et cetera. So it's really a hive of activity, and which really makes our lives a lot easier because we're only 100 kilometers from Onslow.
Fantastic. And access to infrastructure is so important to getting these exploration projects up out of the ground and turning them into a functioning mine. Listen, Stewart, it was a pleasure to have you back on. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks, Shay. Lovely to be here.